With Igor Stimac having now been sacked from the Indian football team's head coach position in rather controversial circumstances, and whilst there's no knowing where exactly that's going to go because Stimac has, lest we forget, threatened legal action, the focus must obviously be, as an Indian football fan and even for the AIFF, what comes next, or more importantly, who comes next. Now, we're getting to know from several credible reports what exactly it is that the AIFF are looking for, including from the job application that they themselves put out on their website. And what's more, we're also getting to know a few names that have been linked to the job for the vacant position of the Indian men's senior football team coach. But what exactly is it that the federation wants? What exactly are their, let's say, qualifications? And more importantly, who are the people being linked? That's what we're going to discover in this particular video. First off, it is worth noting that despite the fact that the position has been seen as a problem one for a while, the federation already have several applicants who have applied for the role. That is one good thing. Now, the key thing is, whilst they've gotten a fair few applications, the main demand that the AIFF has, and this is something that we're getting to know from sources, is that they want someone who can develop players. Now, getting someone to develop players for a national team might be easier said than done, but with the right amount of money, you can bring in anyone. The problem is there is a bit of a budgetary constraint as far as the salary that they can offer to any prospective coach. Igor Stimac was getting about $30,000 a month, which would translate to about 25 lakhs a month. But even that came after many years of him being in the role. It's doubtful whether or not the AIFF would be able to offer exactly the same amount of money to his successor, and that's before you even consider the fact that they could very well be forced to cough up Stimac's remainder of his fees due to the fact that there was no severance paid to him and none that was agreed upon. Now, that is the one major concern. That being said, the federation are still hopeful that they can bring in someone who's at least a decent name or someone who's familiar to Indian football fans. Why? Because look at the guidelines that they laid out in their own job description or their own job application which they put out, which they described the ideal candidate. First, they said that this candidate needs a minimum of 10 to 15 years of coaching experience, and this coaching experience needn't always be at the senior level. It can also be at youth level, as long as it is experience that has been proven to be good for the manager. And of course, preference will be given to a manager who has got previous experience of coaching national teams. And if the candidate just so happens to have some experience of coaching in a big tournament, and a big tournament you mean either a continental tournament like say the AFC Asian Cup or the Copa America or the Euros or the Gold Cup, just to give you an example, or even if they've coached in a FIFA World Cup, that will be a huge bonus, because again, that is the level that the AIFF wants to be seeing the Indian football team at. That is the kind of coach that they want, which again sounds great on paper, but when you go and look at the list of names who have been linked to the job, you realize that it's pretty different from, let's say, what exactly this lays out. And that's not to say that any of them are bad managers, it's just that what the federation may want and what is actually available is something that seems rather worlds apart. Why so? Well, because these are the 6 names who have been linked to the job. And again, these are just 6 of the more notable ones. There's been others as well. So you've got Manolo Marquez, you've got Sergio Lobera, you've got Ashley Westwood, you've got Simon Grayson, Antonio Habas, and Owen Coyle. As I said, these are 6 very different managers. And let's quickly go over briefly what all these managers have done. All of them, of course, have links to Indian football. Some of them are currently coaching ISL sides. Manolo Marquez has impressed a lot of people with the way he's coached FC Goa. Sergio Lobera was the person who was there before Manolo, don't forget, and also impressed not only with FC Goa but even Mumbai City FC and currently with Odisha FC. So he's got plenty of experience in Indian football. He's won titles, he's won league winner shields, he's won the lot. He's even won a Super Cup with Odisha FC. Ashley Westwood is someone who's been involved in Indian football for years. In fact, played a key part in getting Bengaluru FC started up. Currently coaches the Afghanistan national football team that managed to take multiple points off India during their ill-fated FIFA World Cup 2026 and AFC Asian Cup 2027 qualifier. So this is that Ashley Westwood, again someone who's got a great reputation, but developing players would fit one particular mold that the AIFF are looking at. Then on this side, you've got a Simon Grayson who's been doing really well with Bengaluru FC, Antonio Habas, who of course has a lot of experience at a senior role and even coaching. Don't forget, he's coached ATK as well as Mohun Bagan in their multiple guises and won titles with them too. And there's Owen Coyle, someone who, whilst largely forgotten for his time in English management, has done rather well in India, has again won league titles with Chennai FC and the like. So is also someone who's done well. But again, all these 6 of these names seem world apart from these broad, guidelines that were laid out by the AIFF. And that's not to say any of them are bad coaches. Truth be told, either of them, there's a good case to be made for all 6 of these names. What it is showing you, however, is that the AIFF is casting its net far and wide. Is that a good thing or a bad thing is something that only time will tell. But again, I don't think they're going to be in that much of a rush, given there's still going to be a while before you see proper international footballing action once again. Don't forget, India have no tournaments through the summer and the domestic season is still a way off, which gives the AIF some time to actually figure out who the next man in the hot seat will be. Whether or not he's someone who everyone likes, well, that's something that's impossible in the world of Indian football, but one only hopes that they make the right decision, whichever of these 6 men, or maybe even someone beyond, that they get in. But what are your thoughts? Who would you like to see in the coaching hot seat? You can let us know that in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it is goodbye.